Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at the RedRock Cold Air Intake in black for 2019 and newer 5.7 liter Ram 1500s. This intake from RedRock is a great option for the Ram owner who's seeking a simple way to get a little more sound and performance out of their truck, all at a very budget-friendly price tag. This is a bolt-in, no-tune required intake that provides similar benefits to the big name brands without hitting the wallet too hard. So what we've got here is actually a pretty nice little piece of kit. The filter itself is a reusable, multi-layered oil design. It does a great job of filtering out dirt and dust, but it also makes maintenance easy. No need to worry about replacing the filter, just clean it and re-oil it when it gets dirty and you're back on the road. It's a good money savings in the long run. There's also a Venturi adapter included to help smooth out that airflow coming from the filter into the intake tube, and that's not something that you see all the time. In addition to that, you also get this black powder-coated aluminum intake tube, which feels quite good in your hand. It's gonna add some nice visual interest to your engine bay. These aluminum tubes also add some really cool intake noise due to the resonance of the metal. So you're gonna get to hear your engine sucking in that air, and to me at least, the intake noise is the best because it's not too loud, it's not too obtrusive, and you really don't hear it until you get on it. Now speaking of interest, perhaps the most interesting part of this kit is that it comes with a big heat shield as well. It's a pleasant surprise to have this included here, since many less expensive cold air intakes don't include a heat shield, so they aren't necessarily true cold air intakes. Now having this piece means that your engine is gonna be able to more easily pull cooler air as it separates the filter from the rest of that hot engine bay. Cooler air means better combustion means more power. And since this intake does not require a tune, you can just bolt it on and enjoy. However, if you do want to get more out of your intake setup, a custom tune is going to help you make the most out of it. But the best part here, folks, well, that's the price. Coming in at just about $200, this is one of the least expensive intakes you can get for these trucks. But despite that budget-friendly price tag, you are still getting a good quality item for your money. And as compared to other intakes on the market, you're gonna feel similar types of performance gains overall, so this is gonna be a good option regardless, but especially so if your build is a bit more budget-focused. Now, as far as install goes, this comes in at an easy 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you should budget about an hour to get it done. Now this is a relatively simple install. It's straightforward, the intake is easily accessible on these trucks, and you get everything that you need, including all the clamps, connectors, and even weather stripping as well to go around the outside of this. Now I will say that the intake box here, this heat shield, does come in a couple of different pieces, so you are gonna have to assemble it. I did it here just for visual reference. But enough talking about it, let's throw it over to one of our AT customers who's gonna walk you through the process.
Very short list of tools for this project. Had a ratchet, a 10mm socket, 8mm socket, flathead screwdriver, and the provided Allen wrench that was in the kit when I received it. Okay, so we're going to install the cold air intake. In order to do so, we have to remove the old intake first. So we're going to start by unplugging the sensor. Just push in, pull out. Push the gray knob here for your airflow, and that pulls right off. Take your flathead screwdriver, gonna loosen the clamp, and then around the air box, 1, 2, 6 screws. You're gonna take your flathead screwdriver, and you're gonna loosen all these screws. Pull right up, should pull right off, it comes out. Set that to the side, pull your air filter out. And then this box is not held in by anything, it's just pressure down in there, so you lift up, and it slides right out. We'll also remove pipe here, slides right out. All of that is now out of the way. Okay, so now we're on the workbench here. We're going to assemble the air box. So the screws are all provided. this. Again, bolt, washer, then nut. So it appears as though the ram needs to be on the outside. So you have all those started. You're going to take the supplied Allen wrench and an 8mm socket and tighten all of these up. After all that is assembled, this ring here is going to mount out of the edge here. You're going to take the larger bolts. It's got your flat washer and lock washer on there according to the instructions. Tighten those down. You're going to take your 10mm socket. Tighten that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we got the filter box done, right? So we have the old one here, these rubber grommets out of each one of these, and it's gonna go inside of these holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna slide these in. Just kind of pressure them in there. They seem to be going in fairly easily. Again, turn it so you can see. Just kind of pressure it up in there a little bit and it'll pop right in. Get 4 out of there. And there we go. Okay, so now we got to get the airflow sensor out of this into the new one. Okay, so you'll have this grommet that comes with the new airflow kit. I'm going to slide it into this hole that's right here. So slide it down in that tube or that hole. Start to got to finagle it a little bit. Play with it and get right in there. On the old one, it's got a little, when it pulls out, it's got a little clip right here. Just kind of pull out on that sensor just ever so slightly. It'll come up over top of that, twist, and it'll pull right out. Okay, now when you're putting it into this system, slide it in. This is essentially just going to sit right in there. Just make sure that you get it down to the O-ring so it's a nice seal. Okay. Sitting in there. That'll keep it nice and sealed and ready to work properly. Okay, now that we have the filter box done, we're ready to install. So we'll start with installing the adapted one, right? So it's 80 to 100 millimeter. I'm gonna go right over that. Just make sure you, maybe an old pet peeve, have these lined up to where you can easily access them to tighten up once you get to that point. We'll set that there. We'll put in the new filter box. So those grommets you took out of the old one sits right on top of where the factory one was installed. So just sit that in there. As long as you have everything lined up well, pops right on. Done, pretty easy install there. At this point we will slide this right onto this one. Again, that's the item that comes together. Gonna take your flathead screwdriver, just tighten this one up just to make sure it doesn't come off while you're trying to get the connector pipe here together. Okay, that's there. We'll tighten this bottom one here on. Slide this in this one. This in, spin it. You need to take your screwdriver, just pry that out a little bit, it'll slide right over. That's on good there. That's on good there. Straighten that up. Tighten it down using the flathead screwdriver on all the clamps. And here you have your sensor that you're going to plug back in, and then your piping. It's going to fit right back on just like that right there. Okay, that's on there. Okay, so now we're on the breather side here. Going to put the new filter on. Make sure you put that clamp where you can reach it. Slide your filter right on there. Tighten it down using the flathead screwdriver. And then once that is complete, you will have this rubber protector that comes with it. This slides right around. Slide it right on around this. And it just slides right on top of that air filter box that you got there. And that is the completion of the install.
That's going to wrap it up for our review and install of the RedRock Cold Air Intake in black for 2019 and newer 5.7 liter Ram 1500s. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, for all things Ram, be sure to stick with us right here at AmericanTrucks.com.